I don't even listen to myself. I do my best thinking when I'm talking, and I don't listen to myself when I talk.
To the break of dawn, yo!
How about that? Anybody else?
Who do they think they are?
I was too legit to quit.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
I'm a peacock! You gotta let me fly!
Yes!
I gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers.
Okay, I'm waiting for the punchline.
He's an asshole, sir.
Do you have a kiss for Daddy?
Are you kidding?
Enjoying my meal, boy.
I don't even listen to myself. I do my best thinking when I'm talking, and I don't listen to myself when I talk.
Everybody, welcome to this episode of Screenshots. If this is your first time with us, the way the show works is we both have written down 5 words that go along with the movie we just watched. And if one of us says one of those words, you are going to hear a ding, which I have to get on the soundboard in about a couple seconds. You're going to hear a ding, and that means either Johnny takes a shot or he slaps me with a rubber band. This is Screenshots. Welcome. We saw, I already forgot what it's called. A Quiet Place 2. What are you doing? Are you being quiet?
I was trying to come up with a joke really quick, but
you couldn't do it.
I was going to say
dumb
screenshots or like screen slaps, but that doesn't work.
That doesn't work at all. Screen slaps.
That's why I didn't say it, and then you yelled at me.
I hope, first of all, this is a movie podcast, but I hope one day people enjoy just listening to how stupid we are. Anyways, you write down your words. You got your words ready for me?
No, I didn't do that.
You didn't even write down his words.
I had to go wash my face. What can I say?
What can you say? Well,
all right.
Wait, you're gonna have to tell me your first thoughts while you write down. What are your first thoughts on A Quiet Place 2?
TV episode.
What does that mean?
Felt like an episode of a TV show.
Really?
Yeah.
It felt like an episode of TV. It was 2 hours and 15 minutes.
It was 97 minutes.
Yeah.
It's literally not the same thing at all. You just said it was 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah,
I just said it was 97 minutes. It's an hour and 37 minutes.
Oh my gosh, I'm so wrong. Whatever. How is that a TV show though? So I don't understand what you're saying.
It felt like an episode of a TV show.
You know, now that you say that, I feel like this is a good concept for a TV show. Like it'd be like, I don't know like how long I'd watch it. Like, I don't even know if I'd get past the first season, but I think like something like this would be a good TV show. But I liked it. We went to go see the movie with our other friend John, and he turned to me as soon as it was over, and he was like, "I didn't like it." I'm like, "Really?"
What were you guys talking about for the 15? Because when the movie ended for me, I had some guy talking to me the whole time, and I wanted to hear what you guys were saying, and he was like, "Oh, that Megan Fox, I'm like, she's not in this movie."
Wait,
bro.
Explain why. Didn't that guy say like something about Michael Bay?
Yeah, he said Michael Bay's the producer. I bet he's.
Anyway.
He has nothing to do with this movie. He just produced. Like he probably just executive. I don't know. It's just his name.
John and I were just talking about. Well, he said he didn't like it, and I said I did, and I also kept telling him I can't say too much because I got to save it for the podcast. And he's like, I hate your podcast because you can't talk to me about a movie. But he didn't like it. He said he felt the same way I felt about the new Star Wars movies, where it was. I waited the entire time for the movie to start. Like, I kept waiting for it to start. He said he felt like he kept waiting for the movie to start.
And it never did?
Yeah, I guess he just never felt like, like the movie was really, like, up in his face. Like, this is it. Like, oh, my gosh. I can, and after some, like, looking into it, I could see what he means. But, you see, here's the thing. And remember, we got, like, about, like, maybe, like, 5 more minutes of spoiler-free. The thing is, I love what-if movies. Like, that's why I think zombie movies do really well with me. Except for the recent one. It's not much of a The Army of the Dead. That's not much of a what-if. That's just a cool... Thank you for that.
Can you hear it? Could you hear that?
We probably heard that, yeah. We just... Army of the Dead wasn't really a what-if. It was just kind of like an action shooter kind of thing. But this movie was it was a what-if. Like, what would you do if this would happen? I love scenario when you take normal humans with real lives and lives that they want to survive. I love movies like that, and I think that's why I like each scene was interesting to me. So that's why I liked it.
I thought where the first one was good at placing these characters in situations where the big, scary sequences were unavoidable.
Yeah.
This one was bad at that.
Okay.
And I feel like there was a lot of, I felt like the way it played out wasn't as smart as the first one.
It's kind of hard to go into without spoilers, but
And also, can I give you my pitch for a quiet? I don't like being too harsh on movies, but this one's kind of. Can I give you my pitch for A Quiet Place Part 2?
go ahead.
When he pitched it 2 years ago. Let's do A Quiet Place again, right?
Oh, okay, wait. So
But-
I'm like the producer.
Yeah, so let's
Okay, I'm ready.
let's make A Quiet Place Part 2, right?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
John Krasinski's dead. He's gonna show up in the beginning, right?
Okay.
Okay. Now, the thing about this one is that let's make all the kids dumb all the time.
Well, I mean, like, yes.
Especially the kid who plays my son.
Oh, so you're John
And
Krasinski, and you're
let's
like,
give him the most annoying scream.
oh
and
my
cry
god. Well, hold on. We
ever.
can't say too much. We got like 3 more minutes of this, spoiler free. But that's actually kind of funny. So like John Krasinski's like, hey, let's do this again, but everyone's a fucking idiot. I agree with you. I do agree with you with a lot with that, because I do think that in this one, you know, like how you kind of like you said like things were unavoidable in the first one.
Yeah.
And how in this one, I do feel like they put themselves in situations that were avoidable. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I could see. I can see what you mean. But overall,
yeah.
overall, I
thought it was fine overall.
had a good time. I enjoyed this more than Army of the Dead and more than Those Who Wish Me Dead. Oh, Dead and Dead. I enjoyed this more
Wait,
than
does
those.
this one doesn't have dead in the title.
No, but you know what bothers me though, or I think makes me a little biased. This is only the second movie in like 2 or 3 years that I saw in theaters, and eventually that's gonna wear off. But what was that? Would you just take out of your?
No, I thought there was something in my head. It wasn't.
I think the being in the theater is really doing something for me, because I'm like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. Like,
Yeah, it's awesome.
I never really realized until it was taken away from me and I went back to it how much, the sound system changes the way a movie feels. Wow. It was incredible.
Speaking of sound, I thought in the first one, you thought like the little, like even like a sneeze or like
Yeah, so did-
the
yeah.
littlest like that would set the monster off, right?
Yeah.
In this one, they're just kind of just whispering. They're like, "Hey, what are you doing out here?"
Well, they give
And
a,
I was like,
they give a
okay.
reason for those whispers and why it was okay, but I do know what you mean, and I feel the same way, because there was times where they'd open doors or they'd step on leaves or they'd like move boxes or something, and they'd be like, well, wait, in the first movie it was so much more intense how quiet you had to be.
Right. I feel like the max amount of sound you can make like doubled or tripled from the first movie.
Yes, and you might think that, I mean, like, you're right, but people would watch the movie and be like, that's not, Johnny, you're so wrong. It didn't double or triple. But no, it did, because in the first one, you were so quiet that the amount of noise you heard in this one definitely did double or triple.
Right.
Because there were, like, action sequences, I guess you can say, where it's like, oh, they would have already been there, like, based on the first ones, the way they worked. I do think, this is going to sound wrong, like, incorrect, but I actually feel like the first movie did better world building than the second one, even though the second one included flashbacks. You know what I mean?
I think this one's had some cool moments of that, and then near the end, it kind of just went like every post-apocalyptic movie. I'm not gonna say what it is, but the thing at the end, it's like I've seen that in every post-apocalyptic movie.
You'll have to. Well, and about
And
like
also, you probably think the first one did it a lot better because there was your mind kind of filled in the gaps of the world.
like it was a mystery too. You know,
Right.
like I liked in the first one when it like panned over like all of John Krasinski's like notes and all the newspapers and all like, which is all. We'll get into that in the spoiler part of this, but I liked when you showed all of his notes and he was trying to figure it out. Like, it was like, what's going on? Like, what a surprise. What can it be? What are you searching?
It's still up there.
Oh, God.
Wait, how do I make the screen less bright?
I don't. You want to make it less bright? Give it to me. Give it to me.
What's happening? I'm hacking it.
Oh, my gosh. Why? What are you
Can
doing?
we pause here? Can I go blow my nose?
I'll keep talking. You go blow your nose.
Well, no, it's gonna take a while.
Hey, Amanda,
Just
do you want to
edit it.
do us a favor? Can you go get us some toilet paper or tissues?
No, it's not worth it. Never mind. Don't do it.
Okay, don't do it.
Just cut this part out.
What'd you do to this?
I just pressed the F
Okay.
11
all
and
right.
12
Oh my
again.
gosh, you're killing things over here.
As I do with everything.
There you go. Congratulations, I fixed it for you. I can't. It's literally the lowest it can be. Anyway, I do like the world building in the first one. I think did a lot better job. Let's go to the spoiler part of the show. So, oh, you just slid that notebook right over. What do you got to say?
It was my words were right in view of you.
Oh, so are mine actually. You got nothing to say though? What I wanted to say before about the world building thing. I liked how in the first one, like the panning over all the stuff, the newspapers, the the articles of and the radio station and stuff, and the map, and he's writing things. But I was thinking in the first one, he had all these newspapers, but in the second one, it shows us the world just went to shit immediately. It's like who is still
It's like wasn't there one where it's like sound?
sound? Is it sound? Do they hear things?
Like that was a headline.
Yeah, and one of them was like, everyone put sand on your driveway so they can't hear you. It's like there was no time for people
Well,
to just.
did they put that was in a newspaper?
I think it was. I think it wasn't a newspaper. It's like they would have had no time by seeing the second movie to like print these papers, write these articles, do any of this stuff. Like that bothered me.
Can I say about? I think the first one did the world building better in the sense that the stuff that was going on in the world was a consequence of the unique premise of not being able to make a sound, right?
Yeah.
But every post-apocalyptic movie basically has there's a place where it's different or something, you know?
Well, of course there is.
But in this one, I would have liked it better if there was a place where people were existing safely, but with the confine of still not being able to make sounds. But it was more but in this one, it's just they're on an island, they can do whatever they want. So that kind of safe haven kind of took place outside of the concept of the movie that made it so interesting.
Yeah, you know what? You're right, because then it loses
I've never been wrong in my entire
Please,
life.
you said that almost every single one of these so
it's
far.
so funny to say.
Shut up! Oh my god.
I've never made a mistake.
I totally agree with you. I actually would have liked for it to end where there was no like hope. There was no like it would be cool to see them do it on their own. Like not have a saving grace, like not having someone find them. Whereas like we figured out how to do it on our own. And I also feel like not having John Krasinski in there really takes so much away from the movie. He was so good in the first one, and I feel like even just seeing him as like a father, and the way he acted and his character was really good. And you know how they kept saying to what's the actor that played the male lead role?
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian.
He's not that silly.
Thank you.
He's pretty serious.
Cillian Murphy. I feel like I would have really liked to see what John Krasinski would have done in his character, in his role.
Yeah,
a lot.
I didn't mind it. I kind of felt like sometimes it was like they kind of didn't know what to do, especially like here's the reason I felt like it was a TV episode.
Okay, go ahead.
I feel like much more stuff happened in this one felt like it didn't. The first one, the ending was a little abrupt, but you get it. Okay, they're gonna shoot all of them now or whatever. They're gonna do whatever. But in this one, it kind of just felt like tune in next week to see what happens.
You're right. Yeah.
And then also they kind of end with like the same revelation, like the sound, and then you kill them and they shoot them in the head.
Yeah.
Right?
So also the only radio on the outside of the island that's playing it is that kid's, is the brothers.
Right.
They didn't save anybody but the brother. So it's like, what's the point?
Well, there's nothing. It kind of just felt like, hey, guess what? They can do it twice.
Yeah.
Like that's what the ending kind of felt like.
You're right. You're right.
Like, weren't they always going to do it twice?
I
was liking it enough until I saw the credits and I went, wait a second.
They did it again.
Well, I didn't even mind the ending of the first one, but this one felt like, all right.
Yeah.
You were tippy-toeing with the ending of the first one, but come on. This was like do you remember that movie Alita Battle Angel that came out?
I never saw it, but yeah.
I was liking that movie. I thought it was super fun, right? And the third, the end of the second act comes, like the all is lost moment, like page 90 or minute 90, and and she's getting ready to go up and beat Ed Norton at the end, and she goes into and everybody's cheering for him like, all right, let's go see her get Ed Norton, and then Alita Battle Angel. There was no third act of the movie.
That's ridiculous.
It ruined it. I was liking it, and then it just went, all right. It was like it was like they just cut out the last 30 minutes and
God,
were like,
that's
let's put
horrible.
the credits there. I was so pissed, and I got like a soft version of that when I saw this ending.
Well, I guess the problem is there's no.
we didn't review for the spoilers.
Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't.
What do you mean?
We didn't give it a number review.
Oh, that's okay.
I give it. Hold on. No spoil. Hey, you want to put this part back into the end of the spoilers?
No.
All right, I give it 5 out of. No, I give it. I don't know. Let me think about it more.
Okay. I wanted to say that there's no big enemy, right? There's a whole bunch of monsters, but there's no enemy. So like the Alita Battle Angel thing, like yeah, that's annoying. But like in this, it's like what were they supposed to do? Travel the entire world in the next 30 minutes? No, of course not. But I do also feel like I was cheated out of a better ending. I do.
Right.
I'm like
Or even a full movie, kind of.
Why didn't you think it was a full movie though?
Because I felt like it felt like the first half of a movie. Like Emily Blunt doesn't really have anything to do. She just walks off and gets the only thing she does is bring them to that place and then go to the grocery store and come back and then fight them on. Like it felt like the same amount of story took place as an episode of TV. To me.
Like, so you're saying as much stories as in one that's in one episode of TV that's in this longer movie,
right? It felt like it was missing an extra like 20 or 30 minutes, or just the revelation felt like an end of a television episode and not the end of a movie. And maybe that's just because we already knew what it was from the end of the first one, but this one kind of just felt like a tune in next week thing. It didn't feel.
I know exactly what you're saying. No, I know everything you're saying. I think because I like movies that are what if, like I said before. So I like that it was what would I do in this situation, that situation. But I understand that you felt like, oh no, it's too much, like too much of nothing. Like I wanted more, and I also do think it would be cool to see what would happen after.
No, it's too less, not too much.
No, like there's too much, not enough. Like it's too much
Right.
space, not enough condensing.
Well, not even that. I didn't think it dragged at all or it was wasting time. I just felt I can't. If I had I feel like if I had like a week to like think of more stuff that could have happened, or like a better kind of revelation.
Yeah, well,
Not that I'm saying I can write it better than people, but I feel like it was like 3/4 of a movie.
Do you think they'll make a third one?
This makes money?
How about how they're, I guess, aliens?
Yeah.
You know what I don't understand? You know how in the beginning it showed like there was a bomb in some country that went off?
No, that was a meteorite, I thought.
No, the guy said they were bombed.
Yeah, that's what some guy thought it was a bomb. But
So do you think the Earth is being invaded or is it a coincidence? Because they don't seem intelligent enough to...
Well, and I remember after the first one, I think the writers came out and like...
It's not Cloverfield, stop asking.
It was asteroids and they came down and they were aliens. They started killing. And then they said like after the fact, the movie. And then that's basically what...
So they ended up having to do that anyway?
No, that's what they were. That's what they always were.
I
don't know. There's no hints as to what their
origin
the
is.
reason.
I don't like how they don't eat people. They just kill them. Like you never see any of them eat people.
Yeah, but maybe that's leaning towards like a weapon type thing.
Oh. It does seem so Cloverfield though, doesn't
But also,
it?
yeah, but also I don't think we can get any more out of like what's the backstory. I think if you give more backstory as to like
It
the aliens on the
ruins it.
asteroid, it's gonna change it into a different genre.
I know.
Where it's like instead of just like this kind of grounded type thing, like we don't know what these like.
I liked it better when we didn't know because it was like, oh, these things are living with us now and we don't realize it because there's too much noise.
Right.
I like that one day there was enough quiet for them to figure it out and they started killing people. Like I I like the idea that we didn't know. Where did they come from? Remember when I asked that? Like, I think
Right.
one of the papers said, where did it come from? It's like, it came from space. What do you get the hell out of here? I understand. It's like, oh, did it come from Rata's reticuli, whatever the fuck?
Zeta reticuli.
Yeah, it's like,
you
whoa.
ignorant slut.
Like, where did it come from? But I like it much better when we didn't know, because it felt more, it's gonna sound stupid, like, but grounded in reality. Like,
Right.
it felt mystical and fantastical. Like, well, these things are there. Also, one of the newspapers said, like, how many are there? Made me ask, do you think they reproduce? Because if they reproduce, their Earth is fucked. They'll never exterminate them all. You know?
You're asking questions I don't have the answer.
I know.
buddy.
Well, no, like, think
Where
about
do
it.
you think
with
the
me.
writers got these ideas from?
Shut up. What do you mean?
I don't know. You think they have sex?
Shut
Is
up.
basically what you're asking me.
I just think I don't know. I think it's but I like I keep saying though, I enjoyed it because remember when you saw that scene where all the high heels and the suitcases were by the train?
Yeah.
That meant like they had to take their heels off so they could run without making noise. I don't entirely buy that, because how would people that were wearing high heels like that know they're coming? Let's take our shoes off, because they're attracted to noise. Like if you're wearing high heels,
We weren't there.
I know we weren't there, but I don't think they would just automatically know not to make noise. But the point is, I think it's cool that they show things like that where it's like Earth just ended one day, everything stopped
Right.
moving. I thought that was really cool.
There was good like sequences and stuff. Like
Very cool sequences.
Like the opening's really good. The 2/3 of the cross cutting in the middle or near the end
Oh yep.
of the Cillian Murphy and the daughter on the pier and stuff. That was pretty cool.
John
like,
was
those
John
weird-
was making fun of that.
Those
though.
weird boat bandit things. I'm
But
like, okay.
John was like, this doesn't make any sense on the weird boat bandit guys. It's like you had to have done this before. Not one person went like jingle jingle. Like that's what John was saying. Like not one person tried to fight back. Like this was your plan. What a stupid plan.
Right.
I
I mean, they look
kinda
pretty
right, though.
dumb.
Yeah, but like they had to have done this a few times to just have that all set up and ready to go. You know?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Because the girl knew to put the noose on the guy and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Also, how the fuck did that boat get to the fucking island? I know I guess it washed up, but it's like, what are the
Currents flowed.
Is that how
towards
that works?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have ventured out that far, because if anything, it would have kept this. I think this takes place in New Jersey too, because the license plate was New Jersey. It looked New Jersey. I'm not sure though.
No way. I don't know.
The
This felt
license
like,
plot looked New Jersey,
It felt like like Virginia or something.
but it look up Virginia's license plate.
I'm not gonna do that.
Look up. What do you mean? Look up Virginia's license plate. It looked like New Jersey license plate. But no, the current definitely would. I definitely
But
don't think
let
it
me
would have
say-
acted like that.
When I was talking about before about how the way it played out just felt like contrived or whatever. Like,
Oh wait. Oh shit! Hold on. You said boat. Finally, first shot of the show. Thank God, huh? There you go. Yeah, that's right.
Do you think there'll ever be an episode where I don't do it?
There might be. There might be.
You looked at my words, you son of a
I did not. I don't know what your words are. I'm just trying really hard not to say anything that I would think of.
All right, half shot because I'm not a fucking monster.
You are a monster. That's like more than half shot, I think. But yes.
No, because you can't go by vertical.
Yeah, because
once
it's different.
this
It's
is
wider
actually
at the top.
technically- Actually,
Yeah.
this is technically a half shot.
Go ahead,
actually.
down that bad boy. Nice.
I hate alcohols. Get it?
Yeah, I get it. What were you saying though? Oh, let's look at this license plate. Yeah, no, it was definitely New Jersey. Because
Awesome, New Jersey's fucked. Great.
it looked like New Jersey, which makes it even cooler.
I was saying how a lot of it felt like in the first one they would get into situations where like when John Krasinski and the son are walking out and they see that old guy and he's going like
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
That's nothing that plays out in a way that's concrete and that there was no way around that, right?
Yeah.
All the kid had to do was just stay in the fucking thing. Just stay in that weird tube safe thing.
Yeah.
Right? And you're good.
Yes, I was gonna say
And
something.
he walks out, and you're like, okay, this is just an example.
I was gonna say the same thing. Where like I felt like a lot of like plot points or like things to progress things. Were like, so like, okay, remember when the kid got his foot caught in the bear trap? I was like, oh, this is gonna be part of the entire movie
never
now.
comes up again.
No. His like he can't leave. He can't like they're trapped. They're that's why they get help. Like,
Yeah, no, but I mean,
that's why she had to go get medicine. Like, I'm like, this is a part of this now. This is this one thing I knew was like gonna be a big part of it because it set a lot of things in motion. I know this does not really way around it, but I
don't think it was.
You really don't think it set things in motion.
I don't think it was that big of a. I think when I saw that, I'm like, oh shit, that's gonna be hard for him. But then maybe 30, 45 minutes later in the movie, he's just kind of just walking around. He's limping a little bit, but he's just walking around. And she also, even if he wasn't injured, she still would have went to get the oxygen.
The oxygen, you're right.
So, and the only reason why the girl goes is because she hears on the radio
The song. I'm not going to say because I feel like it's one of your words.
No, it's not.
Uh-huh.
No, it's not. But but like you can make an argument. Well, if he didn't get injured, he wouldn't have been wearing the headphones and he wouldn't have heard the song. It's like, okay, sure, but
no. I think they were always gonna. I think their ritual was to always just keep looking for radio stations.
Right. But I didn't really buy her. I needed maybe like maybe another scene or two of her. Like she has one conversation with her brother, like "Let's go," and he's like, "No, you fucking stupid!" Like, and then she just takes all their shit and leaves.
Yeah, I thought that was so selfish.
Yeah,
it's like
well,
you take
the
a shotgun, you take the sound stuff. Like that was very selfish of her.
Well, she didn't take all of it because remember,
Go.
she didn't take all of it because remember they have one. He was able to do it.
No, he wasn't. That came from the station.
Yeah, but he had the radio.
I know, but she took her headpiece.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh, yeah, you're right.
You said radio.
Fuck, dude. Why do I keep showing you my words?
I'm not looking at them. Hide them. Thank you. No, that came from her though. That he didn't do that on his own.
True. I was confused what was that scene when she gets up? I didn't understand. Did she think that he left her? Remember when she wakes up and she's like, "What the fuck?" I had no clue what was going on. It went over my head.
Oh, no, I think she thought that he stole everything.
Okay.
Because he did. To go look for things, I guess. But she's like, I can't believe I was so stupid. He left me. He stole everything. I thought this was actually going to... I'm so happy it didn't. I thought this was going to be like a Cloverfield Lane kind of thing where this guy takes you in and ends up being like a rapist.
I'm glad...
I'm so happy that didn't happen.
You know what? This movie... It even though it's not as... I don't think it's as smart as the first one where the first one was smart enough to avoid some tropes. I think this one's still smarter than most horror movies. I feel like a lot of movies like this would do that thing where it's like, well, throw one guy in there who's bad because we need a villain.
Yeah.
Like the villains are still just the monster. Like there's no evil guy who's like, see you later,
I'm very happy that didn't happen.
And then he throws like, pop rocks at her or something like that.
Oh my gosh. Like those like snappers, yeah.
Oh, that'd be a good
That'd
fucking
be
scene.
so
Tweet
funny.
at John we gotta contact John
we gotta
Krasinski
put those snappers.
and go lace somebody's food with pop rocks and then they get killed.
Yo!
Can you imagine they're eating
God.
You son of a...
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, that'd be funny. But I am very happy that they didn't make like a human bad guy because I thought that was their plan. When I saw the trailer, I was like, great, this guy's gonna I'm gonna help you, but then end up trying to like do something to the daughter or the mother. Like I was like, this is horrible.
I never thought that. I thought he was...
I thought they were gonna end up doing that like Cloverfield Lane, but they didn't. I was very happy about it.
What if in the third one they're just like, no, fuck it, it's part of Cloverfield. Did you see the Cloverfield Paradox?
Yeah.
That was one of the funniest movies I've ever seen in my entire life. I don't remember too well. There's literally
I didn't think it was that great.
It opens with I forget the guy's name, but I think he's from 8 Simple Rules, the dad, and he's like a scientist, and they're saying they have this new energy machine that's gonna give them unlimited energy or whatever it was. And then they go to they cut to like a news thing, and the guy's like, "No, man, you can't open it because it's the Cloverfield Paradox. If you open it, if you could do this, monsters are gonna come out." And they're all just like, "What?" And then of course monsters come out,
They open
Like,
it.
how does he know that?
They open it, and Pacific Rim people come out.
Basically.
Basically, I
Well, it's like a parallel universe.
I think like all those movies though, like Cloverfield, Pacific Rim, and then movies like this, it's like maybe not really movies like this, but like Pacific Rim and Cloverfield, it's like the same thing, but like in different sides of the galaxy, you know. But I think it'd be very interesting if they included this in Cloverfield. I don't think they
Nah, leave
should.
it
I
alone.
don't think they should, but I think it would be.
I think this is a good example. Like, people are like, it's true though how a lot of stuff in movies is just becoming like, you know, giant blockbusters and franchises and stuff like that, and it's kind of morphing into this, you know, TV on steroids type thing.
You're right.
But I do think like there's been franchises before. Like The Godfather is a franchise, I guess. It's a trilogy, you know, or there's always been like sequels to movies, but there's far less movies that make a shit ton of money and just don't have a sequel. If it makes a shit ton of money, it has to have a sequel.
Well, that's
now.
like M. Night Shyamalan. He never makes a sequel.
Right. Or what are you fucking talking about?
He never makes sequels.
Unbreakable, Split, and Glass.
That's like the only one. Out of all the like $30 million movies he's made, that's the only one I can think of.
Out of 12 movies he's made, 25% of them have been sequels. Or no, well, I guess
No.
2.
Yeah, thank you, dummy.
Still, he fucking made 2 sequels. That's
Okay,
not-
but no.
Anyway, what I'm saying is this is a good example of an original movie that had a low budget and made a lot of money,
Yeah.
and it isn't like a franchise. It's actually, or like Joker might even have a sequel now. Instead of just being like, that's why I like Joker. It was like a 70s movie that just made just a ton of money, and it's just a one-off, and it's not an action movie,
Yeah.
and it made $1 billion, and now they're just going to make a sequel to it. It's like, okay.
Yeah, it's stupid.
But I think-
what more do they have to say, honestly?
Right. But I think this is a good example of what franchises, like a traditional trilogy or franchise.
You give. Oh yeah, I do like how it is original. But you do give a good point that I've thought about many times before, where it's like with movies. Like, do you think they're gonna continue doing like movies in theaters, even though like let's say the pandemic never happened? Do you think they would? It like there's still a market for theater movies when everything's moving to streaming, and they could spend the same amount of money on streaming movies, if not more. I mean, like. The only good thing about theaters is the experience, but no one really cares about the experience anymore. I don't really care that much about the experience anymore, you know?
You were just talking about in the
I
beginning.
was.
You're like,
I
miss
was.
this.
No, I didn't miss it, but it's not that I miss it. It's like, oh my gosh, I forgot about it. But that's the thing. I forgot about it, and I never was called back to go. The only reason I ended up going to theater again is for doing this podcast.
Right.
Otherwise, I never would have ever wanted to go to the theater ever again in my life. I don't care enough. It's forgettable.
See, that's the thing. The only thing that's, I think, keeping people going to the movies today, or like the mass audiences today, is the fact that movies and franchises are becoming more like TV shows.
That's what I'm saying, but I'm
So-
saying that in reverse, though. It's becoming more like TV shows. I feel like they're going to end up doing the same production. You know, production value is going to be the same, but just straight to streaming.
Right. But I'm saying the relevancy of actual movies, in the traditional sense, like a one-off, I think is dwindling,
Yeah, I do too.
which kind of
It's been forever. I think, though,
But it's hard to say because, like, I think movies are probably better. I don't know. That's the thing. Like,
eventually, though, Johnny, they're going to hit a point where putting it into theaters is not making them a break-even price, you know?
100%.
So they're going to go to streaming. It's going to happen. I can't see where it doesn't. And I think movies like A Quiet Place, like you said, it's very original, it's very cool, and I love that about it. I think putting things in theater...
well, I do think there's. I think there are some things that are buying movie theaters time, like the private screenings and stuff.
Yeah.
I think if you have like a movie theater,
They're going to become Airbnbs.
I was thinking, well, yeah, why hasn't anybody? Why are there's no movie theaters where I don't know if it's because like legal issues or whatever, but what if you had like a movie theater and it was like a 10-seat movie theater, and you have like a projector with a Blu-ray thing in it or a 4K, and you bring in the disc, like, hey, play this movie.
Yeah.
Or like,
well, they
like-
can do that. And where we went, they offer that.
Where?
Where we went.
No. What they do is they give you a
Yellow
list
Closer?
of what?
Yellow Closer.
What they do is they give you a list of movies that you can watch.
Is that what they do?
Yeah, but it's not
Ew.
any movie. Like you can't bring in your Blu-ray and be like, "Hey, play this."
That's stupid.
I feel like that'd be a really good idea. I don't know if
They're gonna end up doing that.
eventually they're gonna do everything they
It's
can
either
do.
that or they're gonna be empty lots.
Right, they're gonna do anything that they can do to stay open, but eventually they're gonna have to go probably.
What I was
and
saying-
they might be like a trophy type thing, like a ceremonial type thing.
Well, but what I was gonna say about because this movie is so original that I feel like it's only original things that are gonna be worth seeing in theaters, but that's only because without theaters, original films aren't gonna get that much like watch time.
Right.
They won't because I like half the stuff that goes up on Netflix or Disney or Amazon or Hulu. I never hear about and I don't care about. And the only time I do hear about it is when someone I know talks about it, and you know how much convincing you have to do to somebody to get them to watch something you want to watch that you
Right.
like. So a lot of, I think, original content is going to fall away because theaters aren't having these big advertisements and big events. And oh my
Right.
gosh, that's not happening
But
anymore.
there's one part of me who's like, if you look at the movies that were nominated at the 2020 Oscars, so movies that came out in 2019, I'm pretty sure, like, except for Jojo Rabbit, all of them made over $100 million at the box office.
Yeah.
This year, obviously, there was no movie theaters, but nobody watched any of the movies that came out this year. Like, I didn't even watch all of them, and I always watch all of them. And I feel like in the 50s and 60s, where television was a pretty revolutionary thing. You can have screens in your house now.
Yeah.
And everybody thought the theaters were going to die, but they didn't. And now streaming, it's like, well, now you can have everything you want in your house again, and everybody's thinking that movies are going to die.
It's the experience thing.
And it's possible that that we might be wrong again because, movies just, they stay relevant somehow. But I'm not sure.
They have been dying though. Like less people, even before the pandemic, have been going to see movies.
Oh yeah, like if you look at the original Spider-Man, right, made $408 million domestically, and it made 820 worldwide, right?
Yeah.
It sold twice as many tickets as Wonder Woman, which made 412 domestically and 821 million worldwide.
Yeah.
But same money, but like 20 million less tickets.
It's going down in popularity, and
Yeah.
but I'm like, this movie
As
is.
the population
We got to go back to
increases.
talking about the movie though. But
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I think movies like this, like you know how Old with M. Night Shyamalan's coming out. I think movies like Old. I think movies like the first Quiet Place. That draws people like, man, I got to see that.
Quiet
What?
Place, Joker, Old.
Yeah. What is that about? Oh my! I got to figure it out because I'm not gonna be able to see it on streaming or DVD for another like 2 or 3 months. I got to know. And this movie did that for me. At least the first one. The second one, I'm like, I was incentivized to watch it because of the podcast, but I was really interested in the story. Like, where can they take this? What's gonna happen? I'm very upset that John Krasinski died, but like now they've got a shotgun and they've got the earpiece and they're gonna move forward. Like, what can they do? And then you're right. At the end of the movie, it's like the same exact ending, and I'm like, but then I asked myself, what did I expect? And that's why I should have stayed a first movie because they couldn't have done any more anyway. They made it for money. You're right. What would they do anyway? What were their options?
I think no. I'm sure there was an actual. Obviously, they did it for money, like any movie's made.
Yeah, but like,
But I do think that there were some avenues to go. That they kind of just like I didn't maybe something went over my head, but I just don't understand why they basically had the same revelation. Like, there was nothing new we learned except that they couldn't swim. And after we learned that, one of them
if anyone's watching this and you haven't seen the movie and you don't care about spoilers, and you obviously don't now, but literally the last cut of the movie is the camera's on a microphone and then it just cuts to credits.
It cuts to her earpiece on the microphone sending out that signal.
Yeah, and that's it. So it is kind of it's kind of like the first one, but
maybe since they're at a radio tower, is that emitting that sound everywhere? Or no, because it was only when you turn the radio on.
It's only to that frequency, and the only
Only
people,
if there's
the
a
only
radio.
sane people that would be having a radio playing is the brother. Like no one
Yeah.
else. And also, that station doesn't go out across the entire planet or even the entire like state
Yeah,
or county.
not even to their house because they couldn't hear it.
Yeah, like the valley thing, which is
Yeah.
I guess a cool explanation. I accepted that.
I think I think I thought this one was like, all right, now they have something to fight back. But I thought that was kind of the first one where they have the radio to fight back.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was so. I just don't like. There's something that seems so astonishing to me that they went for this ending. You know, like even if there was like, I wouldn't even be that pissed if there was like 5 minutes of wrap up.
Yeah, I wanted it to be a wrap up. I wanted to know what happened to the town. I also John not gonna complain, but he mentioned he's like he said at a certain point in the movie he realized that the family was never gonna get back together. That they weren't gonna see each other again. At least until like a third one. But he knew like, okay, they're not gonna meet up again. And that I would have liked to see what would happen if they met up again.
Right. Like I can but like with the first one, right? The ending, you can imagine something else happening with these. Like you can imagine like, okay, so where are they gonna go next? Obviously they can't stay or whatever. Or maybe they can, but in this one it felt like, okay, there's literally nothing that could.
Oh, but that boy, sorry, right.
But then is that contradictory because it's supposed to be a single movie? But that's the thing. It doesn't feel like a satisfying ending. But it's so strange to me how it like at the ending it felt like it was I don't know, stilted or something, man.
Stilted?
Like it fucking like stifled, or I don't know what's the fucking word?
Skewed, like
something like that, like
asymmetrical,
splintered, or let me see, stilted.
That I don't know why I thought about this, but that boy's scream, I'm pretty sure we mentioned it, but that was
like it felt like stiff or unnatural. It felt unnatural or something, man. It didn't feel.
Make sure the mic's on you.
Contrived, constrained. I don't know.
I wish I could understand exactly what you're trying to say, but
me too.
Yeah, like undeserved, like or like it should have. We the audience deserved more. Like,
yeah, I think so. I think it just goes back to it feeling like a TV ending and not a movie ending. It felt like tune in next week instead of, all right, this is the end of a movie.
I know. I think, the writers might have known that, because like leave them wanting more. Because I do want more. I don't want there to be a third one, but I want to know, like, okay, but like what now? Like no questions were answered. Like this is what they did with the first one is they painted the premise, they painted the world. And in the second one, they were like, okay, now imagine if this happened in the world that we created. You know?
Right.
That's kind of what they did with this. Like, I can't picture anything new happening because nothing new happened in this one. It's more like a slice of life movie now because it's like, this is just how they live, which I enjoy. I like things like that, and it's why I was entertained. But I do understand where it's like the ending, there's nothing there because, yeah, what are they going to do?
How about this? If I'm trying to articulate this without being contradictory. How about it ended in a way where the first one ended in a way where you had some closure, right? But this one ended somewhat prematurely like the first one, but I think a lot more so in a manner that didn't feel like the movie as a whole had any closure as opposed to mostly closure but some tease.
You're saying this one had more tease?
I think this one had tease, but there was like almost nothing to tease. No, I understand. It didn't have this, like the ending wasn't an oh shit moment. It was like, all right, we saw that, and
the ending to me, the ending of the first one wasn't even an oh shit moment. It was more.
I thought it was when she fucking shoots they hear more coming.
I thought it was very cool, but because I expected it to just be one movie and there be never a second one, I was like, oh, they fixed it. They know how to defeat him now. I'll never have to think about this movie ever again. So I wasn't like I didn't have a lot of emotions about the first one's ending. I always want more, but I didn't have many emotions. But this one, I understand what you're saying, where it's like how I was saying, like there's nothing really left to explore unless they like go World War Z and get like the Navy involved. Like there's not really much to do, you know?
Right.
I do think it's cool though how they did show us that they can't swim. So they're totally like they can't be affected by fire at all, but they can't swim. And that makes sense because they're basically all bones and they have nothing, so they can't really float, and they don't have like any flipper. They don't have webs on their like fingers or whatever. They're like their hands are basically blades.
Right.
So it would make sense.
I like that though.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Like when I first saw the thing go into the water, I went, oh.
Yeah,
fuck.
that was creepy.
I thought that maybe I like how the weakness is that they can't swim and how they figured that out, but maybe like I feel like it would have been cooler if they can swim. But
Well, remember in the first one how it goes into the water and it kind of swims around, but it's because it can walk.
Right.
So it's not afraid of water. So it'll go into water, but it can't swim or float.
Right.
I also feel like the river people would have figured that out and be like, holy shit, let's just go on a boat. Like if they've been there for so long, they probably would have realized that these things can't go into the water.
Yeah.
There's a lot of flaws with that piece.
What would you here? Let me see if I got anything else.
Yeah.
Kid's dumb. The boy being an idiot.
What is God? This scream.
Worst, the worst
His
crying
scream.
Ever.
He grew up. He basically grew up in this world, and he's like, oh my God! Like, shut up.
There was a
bro.
part of me who was like, would I scream that loud?
I definitely would not. I know I would.
I mean, that probably fucking hurts, but I feel like I could be like,
yeah, I wouldn't
have to go.
I've been in I've never had a wound, an open wound that big, but I have been hurt severely, and I know how I would react, especially in a world where I know it's like, listen, I could either survive 100% chance of survival right now if I just stay quiet, or I could risk everybody's life because I can't take it.
Right.
It's like there's so much more riding on you being quiet than you expressing your pain. There is,
and that's what we were talking about before, where it's like, it felt like in the first one, it was like if you make a noise louder than a pin drop, you're fucked.
Yeah.
But in this one, they're kind of just being like, hey, we can whisper. What's going on?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this doesn't feel like a
well,
quiet
they did
place
that
anymore.
because they were under 3 feet of concrete.
When the girl and Cillian Murphy were just like 40 yards away from the fucking thing. Like, remember when he shot the one in the bus and then they ran to like a station and then he's like, hey, what do you? Fucking don't you talk about my wife?
Yeah,
like, they're basically
that doesn't make any
whispering.
sense.
And I'm like, why didn't they just do that the whole time? Like, I don't know. I felt like
that did ruin it.
I feel like the threshold for how much sound you can make was raised a lot, and it didn't feel as.
Also, remember when she went
cool.
into the fence and the fence was making noise before they even hit the trap? In the first movie, that would have alerted them. It is much scarier when you can't do anything. When the only sound you can make is your heart beating. That's the only.
What is there? Do they explain? Because if these things have like super loud hearing, right? Like they can hear your heartbeat if they can hear.
I'm saying if that's
leaves from
I'm saying
500 yards
I'm saying
away.
if that's the quietest. I feel like in the movie, the first one, the quietest thing you could have make noise is your heart. But in the second one, the quietest thing you could have making noise is your whisper. It's like, well, then it's life as normal because you could like I could plant an entire garden at the volume of a whisper. I can.
Right.
So it's stupid. I also think like how in the first one, how the kid was so worried, Dad, don't yell next to this waterfall. Oh my gosh, I'm so scared. If you were that scared in a place that was already super loud, why in the middle of nowhere, super quiet, would you scream? You were so conditioned to being quiet that you decided to scream.
Right.
That pissed me off. Also, that his mother had to hold it. Please, son, please don't murder me. Like,
what the? Hold on. That's another thing. It's like I didn't buy the girl like sacrificing everything to go to the fucking beyond the sea people to go find this island or whatever. It was like one scene where she explained it once. She didn't even tell the mom or whatever. And then the one where I didn't buy that he would be like, Mom, don't go. I don't know how to take care of the baby or whatever. And she's like, no, fuck off. You'll get it. But, oh, my God, dude. Like, I felt like there was a lot of, like, mostly the motivation with the kids. I'm just like, and also Emily, like I said before, I feel like Emily Blunt just, like, didn't have anything to do except just, like, cry at stuff.
Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. You said baby. You said baby.
No, I didn't.
You said baby.
No.
Did he say baby? Let's get the.
No, I was talking about the fucking. What's the kid?
No, you said that. Remember when she was like, "Oh, I don't know. I'm not gonna know how to take care of the baby." Yeah, you son of a yeah.
Ah, you said son. Fuck you.
No.
I was trying to make you say son. Give me that fucking rubber band.
Don't do my hand this time. Do my arm, please. Okay. Okay. Ow. Cause ow, jeez, it stings like a lot longer
Yeah, I
afterwards.
know.
You know, you almost left a scar. Like I took a shower the day after, and I couldn't get my hand wet. Like it hurt
Good.
so much. Don't good me. You idiot.
All right. So you said son.
What were we saying? Wait, what were we saying?
What's the
I can't. No one could hear you right now.
fucking the wife?
Hold on. I don't. I want to go back to how he was screaming his head off, and she was like, "Please," like begging him not to murder our entire family.
Right.
It's like if that was my son, I would be beating the shit out of him. I don't care. It's like if you're gonna make noise, I might as well get my anger out.
Knock him out.
Like seriously. Like how like I would if I was that actor, I'd be like, you guys are gonna ruin my social life because everyone's gonna hate me. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't even like him in the like. I liked the fact that his character was like that, but I fucking hate this.
Oh, you
kid.
noticed how in the beginning of the movie, the flashback, they didn't show the youngest child's face, and at least not that much because the original child grew up, so they couldn't. They showed the face when he was in the car seat, but he didn't really look the same. He looked kind of weird too.
I have no memory of that kid.
Anyway, they weren't gonna
Except
show
where he gets fucking whacked in the beginning.
that movie. The first one was so good, man.
The opening is so good in the first one. Like both of the openings are so good. Also, I was good. The first thing, remember, like the 2 seconds in the movie, I was like, ah.
Yeah, what was that about?
Fucking John Krasinski basically takes this apple for free, right? Because he knows
Yeah.
the guy. He'll be like, I trust you. You'll come back later and pay for it. He takes the apple. He takes 3 bites and throws it in the garden. I'm so sick of. I was saying this the other day to people. I'm sick of people wasting food in movies. I would love to see someone like when people they go to a diner, right? And they're like, ugh, I'll just, I haven't eaten for, a week and I haven't slept for 4 days because, I'm a detective and I'm hunting this killer. I'll just have a coffee. It's like, no, get a fucking meal. I would love to see like a scene, right? It's like, we'll stop by Mrs. Hanson's house later today. All right, and then their food comes and they eat all of it. I would love to see a scene where
An entire 15
they just
a
eat,
silent 15-minute scene where
just
they
them
eat.
eating their food, or just show them at least eating something and go, oh yeah, and then eating like 2 bites, then cut.
You're gonna love Lord of the Rings.
I don't like Lord of the Rings.
They do that though. In the book, I'm in the second book, and they've eaten most of the pages about them eating. Anyway,
Like The Hobbit, I know there's a big feast.
I don't like how in the opening scene, how like he's trying to start his car and he's like, hold on. He gets out of his car and the cop like rolled up just to talk to him. He goes out in the middle of the street and they're like, yeah, so we're here to talk to each other now. Like it was so planned that that cop was gonna walk into the middle of the street just so he can meet up with John Krasinski walking in the middle of the street to talk to each other. You remember that?
Yeah, I didn't find.
I thought that was so weird. I was like, bro, this is so like
I know what you're talking about. I feel like didn't he? Well,
edited. Like this is exactly what the director told you to do, and I could tell. This is exactly what John Krasinski told you to do, and I could tell. Like it was
that's interesting. I didn't get that at all.
Yeah, because he pulled up and he literally walked out, and then he stopped on his like cue, and then John met up with him, and he's like, yeah. I don't know what it is. There's stuff going down.
We're sending out fire squads.
Yeah,
right now.
so it's like, who are you?
Also,
like,
how fast do these fucking things run? Do we know?
yeah, I have no idea. They're fast.
Because I feel like they should. Because if they can run, I feel like when the meteorite crashed, it was probably miles away, right? And then they outrun it in a car.
They would have stopped other places too, you know?
Exactly. So how fucking fast are these things?
And how many are there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like they would have stopped other places. For you know, what it reminds me of
like even if one was running like 3 miles, like if let's say one was running at like 60 miles an hour for 3 miles, right? I feel like
I can't do those calculations.
What?
What are they? What? Go ahead.
Well, 60 miles an hour is a mile a minute, so it'd be like 3 minutes.
Okay, 3 minutes. Oh yeah, I'm an idiot.
3 miles is kind of generous too, but I don't know. Maybe they could get there, but like I want to know how fucking fast these things are.
No, that was further away.
Because I mean, yeah.
That's at least if a meteor. That was at least
at the angle it was
that's
hitting,
at least
it had to be like
25, 30 miles away.
Yeah, honestly.
Also, that meteor would have had to slow down like so much for it not to destroy the entire Earth. Like a meteor the size of a baseball can destroy this house.
Oh, maybe it wasn't a meteor.
whatever. It's definitely not a mechanical UFO.
Also,
It's
how did
fucking
it?
things.
How did it blow? How did it?
Why was that on fire?
How did it not kill the fucking? Why was it on fire?
Because if it's a UFO or is it a meteor, like it just none of it makes sense.
It was on fire
It's
because
like
it was a meteor coming through
I
the
know,
atmosphere.
I know, but just like it like because you were saying like, what if it wasn't a meteor? Then why was it on fire? It's stupid.
It's not a very good meteor, or it's not a good. It's not a very good spaceship.
I do think it's cool how like maybe like there are space bugs and they're like termites and they just keep infecting planets and those are just spores. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, like what's that fucking panspermia?
What's that? Never mind.
That's a
Listen, Johnny.
That's a theory of life.
You got a recommendation for us?
Oh, yeah, just don't let me explain what panspermia is, buddy.
Go ahead, make that your recommendation.
No, it's not a movie.
Well,
It's
okay,
a concept of how life travels in the universe.
Oh, I thought you were trying to tell
From
me about a
planet to
movie. Oh,
planet.
then you know I'm very interested in this.
So
actually.
it's
Tell
like
me.
if, let's say, a fucking asteroid hits Mars or something. Like, let's say there's bacteria on Mars.
Yep.
And an asteroid hits Mars, and the bacteria gets basically spitted
Oh
out
my
into
gosh.
space and lands on Earth. And then
I feel like if they make a
third.
third movie, they won't be able to explain any of that. But I feel like the writers are like, this is exactly what it is.
I hope they don't, because if they explain it anymore, it's going to turn into sci-fi. All right.
Okay.
My movie recommendation for today. So we're done with the words, right?
No, it continues until the end of the show.
It's called Brawl in Cell Block 99, released 2017, written and directed by S. Craig Zoller. It stars Vince Vaughn, and it's about...
I had Vince Vaughn.
Huh?
I had Vince Vaughn. I'm kidding.
Fuck you. I was going to say, you can't do that, you son of a bitch. So...
Matt, because you told it to me before. What if I put Vince Vaughn down?
So it's basically about Vince Vaughn plays this ex-fighter who, to make money because he's a poor man. After he gets laid off, he gets involved in a drug deal that goes wrong, and he goes into prison. And
He's bald too.
Yeah, dude. He's like, it's Vince Vaughn, right? And it's an action crime drama, but it's super low budget. I thought it was the best. Like when I would rank, like when I was super into it. I like the performances and stuff. I would rank all like the performances I saw like the best ones, and this was like the best performer. I thought it was 2017 was the best performance ever. Don Johnson's in it, has so many good lines.
Yeah.
Oh my god, such good. It's just him descending into like prison, and then he's like sort of like not blackmail, but he's sort of put in the situation where he just has to keep getting deeper and deeper into these prison systems and shit like that. And it's, oh my god, it's so good. It's so brutal. It's amazing. I would recommend it 100%. It's on Amazon. Well, actually, you have to rent or buy it, but I'm sure there's a way to get it for free. It's, oh my god, I can't believe how good it is.
All right. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Okay. The last rating of the movie. Then we're out of here.
Oh yeah, shit, we didn't do that. I give it 6 shushes out of 10.
I give it 9 shushes
9
do
shushes
give
out
it-
of 10?
because I'm
You thought this thing was amazing?
because I'm a sucker for what if movies.
yeah,
Like,
but, yeah, I
you're a
guess-
sucker for ragtag.
yeah,
I'm a
if
sucker.
there was a ragtag team in this, I'm sure I would have.
I'm a sucker for what if movies.
Oh my god,
It's like although could have been better. I'm a sucker for World of Worlds. What if movies?
if A Quiet Place 3 is Cillian Murphy, that Digimon Hansu guy, and John Krasinski, and a few other guys, and Emily Blunt and their wives, and they're just a ragtag team going, let's fucking kill some Helen Keller monsters or whatever,
Yeah.
or some well, I guess they're not deaf, they're some blind monsters. I'd fucking love that. That'd be so, I don't know how they would do it.
I don't know either, but okay.
Good ragtag team.
Oh wait, before we go, there's one thing I do like. I was gonna pick on and make fun of, but I actually really liked how when that island town got attacked, you know how that kid was just standing there and like, that's so stupid. No,
The kid was probably fucking scared.
no, the dad taught them. If they ever come, you do nothing. You stand there, say, do, don't move anything. You do that. Both of his sons did nothing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I picked up on his dad taught them to do that. Definitely.
And then the dad gets killed. And then, but the dad's so smart. He's like, wait, what if we fucked up? What if we drove too fast? I have to go back. And then he fucking gets killed in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, whatever.
I was like, nah,
Stupid.
bro, if I'm him, I'm out of there. There's no way I'm going back.
they're
Sorry, kids.
stupid. All right, guys. Thank you for checking out this episode of Screenshots. If you like. If you got something to make fun of Johnny for, go ahead and comment. And that's about it. Thank you for watching. Yeah. 9 shushes out of 10, right?
And if there's anything you want to, if you don't like Mark's beard or something, or the fact that he wears French hats, you can comment. And
This is
about
definitely.
that
I don't know.
too,
I don't
not
think this
like
is
him.
French, but okay.
I don't know. But
Give
it
us a
looks
rating
French to
on
me.
things on Spotify too. Comment, subscribe, all that stuff, guys. We'll see you in the next one.
Give us a thing on Spotify.
Give us a thing. Thank you so much, and we'll catch you later. Peace.